we can do that, what kind of camera you need to use, how can with the mobile phone as well, and all the aspects. So I would like to share the screen first. So can you see everyone?
Yes,
Hello,
sir, we can
Vasad?
see. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yep, yeah. The topic is photography ethics, and it's a journey from JPEG to RAW. So basically, JPG and the RAW in which your photographs will be saved. So I'm not talking about like you need to capture the JPG and the RAW file from the basic to pro. So I think I can deliver some knowledge by which you can become in all kind of photography types. So it's a journey from JPG to RAW. Yep, I just gave the table of content. What we gonna what I will be going to talk is the introduction part, like basics of architectural photography. I will give a brief introduction. So how we will do it, what type of lens we need to use, and how we can start. This will be a short question answer session. So when I was a faculty in SVIT. So after I gave lectures and then I gave some of the assignments to the students. So the cameras were too much expensive. So I thought I will give my camera to some of the students. But one thing I noted that some student asked me that how to start a camera. I don't know how to start it. So I like every aspects of photography, and they really don't know how to start it. So this is the basic slide I'm going to share. So basically, what is photography? It's a capturing image on a light sensitive medium. So it's a technical definition, but the practical definition is just to it's known as photography. So this was the introduction, and these are some of the camera types I would like to introduce. This two are of Canon, and these are the Nikon DSLR. So in the lower versions of Canon, you can just see the start switch and the video button on the right side, while on the high-end cameras of Canon, you can just see on and off button on the left-hand side, and you can get the big screen, your settings. And on the Nikon, it's like in each of the camera of Nikon, you can just see this on and off button on the right hand side. So we need to click a photograph with a good lighting each and every time. And if we are not able to with a proper light, we can adjust it in Lightroom or Photoshop, or you can process it later. But the main thing we need to learn is Aperture and ISO. These are the three main elements to control the light. So this is the image sensor. This will be located behind the camera, and it will be present in each of the camera. Like you have a sensor in the phone as well and in the DSLR as well. So here are the sensor, and these all are the sensors. You when you will click a photo, the shutter and the aperture will allow light to fall on the sensor. This will transfer your light into a digital format like JPG and RAW. So this is the basic to learn that these are the sensors, and it's sensitive to light. So there are three medium, like
Hello,
shutter
Parth.
speed is the first aspect,
Can you
sensor.
share? Stop the share
Yep.
because Yash has started sharing. So your
Yeah.
presentation, just do that again.
Okay. Okay.
I
Yeah.
request
Yeah.
everyone to please take a note that you cannot uh, present the screen because it interrupt the presenter's link and uh, his.
Can you hear the proper voice of mine, Taha? Are you
Yes,
Yes,
your
getting
yes.
it?
voice is clear.
Yeah. Can you hear? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes, okay.
So we saw the sensors of the cameras. So these are light sensitive, and we need to shutter speed in front of every sensors. So these are the sensors, and there is a shutter in front of each of the sensors. So it's like this one. When you open your lens, you can, and what the shutter is, it's like the length of time when the sensor of your camera is exposed to light. So shutter is like the blink of an eye. Your eye, you cannot see you cannot see anything. It's like the eye, and the shutter works like an eye. So there's an sensor, and when you open the eye, you can actually allowing the light to come inside. Same in the camera. The sensor is the main eye, and shutter is allowing light into the camera. So there are some of the functions like uses. You can adjust the shutter speed according to the image, what type of image you want to create. It's basically counted in seconds. So it starts with like 30 seconds, then after 20 seconds, 10 seconds, 5, 4, 2, 1. When it comes to 1, you can just go till 1 by 8,000 in the high end cameras. Like it starts with 1 by 2, 1 by 4th of the second, 1 by 8th, 1 by 16th. 1 by 4,000, it's like it's the 4,000 part of a single second. So it will the shutter 4,000 part of 1 second. So uh, when you are capturing in a sunny day, keep your shutter speed at very high, like 1 by 500 or 1 by 1,000 or 1 by 2,000. So you just need to increase your shutter speed in the sunny day, because it's a very bright day. And if you go in, if you want to take some picture at the night time, you just need to slower down the shutter speed. You need to go from 1 second, like 2 second, 4 second. When I used to click some stars or astrophotography, around 25 to 15 seconds or something around that. So you need to allow the light as much as possible. One of the other thing is when you slower down the shutter, you can see the motion blur in it. Motion blur is like you see this image. Water is clicked with the fast shutter speed. You can just freeze the moment. Then after, if you are clicking at the moderate speed, like 1 by 8 or 1 by 40, you can get some of the motion blur. And actually, you want to show the motion of the water. So you can change your shutter speed to 4 second or 2 second or something around that. So you can get this smooth, like cloudy image of the lake, or if you are clicking any image at the night time, you just need to lower down the shutter. This is the main thing. If one you are seeing a aeroplane or helicopter, you just need to increase the shutter speed so that you can freeze that moment. After, the other aspect is aperture. Aperture is the eye, actual eye of the human, like it's the eye of a camera. Basically, if you are in a sunny day outside, um, there's too much of light. You don't want light in. You don't want to see in too much of light in your eye. So what does the eye will do? It will become smaller. And if you will go in a dark room where your eye will try to open and capture as much as light as much as light it can take inside. So the same thing works over here. When or outside, you just need to increase the aperture, increase the number of aperture. The aperture is counted in f number. It's an f stop. It comes in the camera. You need to increase the number so it will decrease the size of the aperture. This is the size at f32. So basically it starts from f1.6 to f32 in the entry level cameras. And when you buy some high end lenses, so the aperture size will decrease, like aperture number will decrease. And you can capture as much as light you want. In the aperture number is smaller. So basically the size of the hole is inversely proportional to the number. So as you increase the f number, like f32 will be very small, and if you will decrease the number, the size of the hole will be very bigger. So at f2.8 you can capture so much of light in your camera. So if the day is bright, you can you can adjust your f number at 12 or any some kind of in between of that. You need to adjust it. And another thing of aperture, another use is it adjusts your image. The depth of field is like when you say some of nowadays you are seeing that in the phone say that I want the background blurred and I want to be in focus. So this is done with the aperture in the camera. And two types of depth of field. It's the shallow and deep. Shallow is like you can just uh, capture. If you want to focus, there's a flower over here, so you just need to uh, lower down your f number, or you need to widen your aperture. It will shallow depth of field. And if you'll increase the number, so increasing the number will decrease the size of aperture, and you can get everything in focus. Like if you want to capture the landscape, you just need to increase the f number. So the size and the number is with each other. So as you increase the size of the aperture, the number will decrease. As you will decrease the size of aperture, the number will increase. So when the f number is higher, it will you can get more area and focus. So you can see that it's f32, the larger the number. So the smaller the aperture, the smaller. Hole is very small. The larger the number is very large, and the more area that is in focus. So click that f32, it's the aperture. And at f2.8, the larger the aperture. At 2.8, the aperture, the hole size will be bigger. This is the number, and it will be small when the aperture is large, and the less area that is in focus. So this is the basic concept of aperture. ISO is just the sensitivity of the sensor. So it is directly related to the brightness of your image. The ISO starts from 100 to 25,000, or it can increase in the high-end cameras. So it starts with 100, 200, 800, 1600. But it will increase the brightness, but the negative side is when you increase your ISO, it will it will degrade your image. You can see the noise in the image. So this image is very clear, and when you will increase the ISO, it will degrade your image. Prefer that do not increase ISO. um, so there are some conditions that you need to try to shoot at ISO at 100 or 400 or 800 max. I usually don't go at 1600 because my and my camera doesn't give a good result at 1600 or 3200. These are the technical terms, the basics of photography. These three are the main thing: shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. So this all works together. This is known as the exposure triangle. In this one, you can take any of the exposure triangle if you want to learn the basics of photography, like at what aperture I need to click the photograph at what time. Shows that if you go anti-clockwise, it will your image will become brighter. So here is the aperture, f16, smaller the aperture, as I taught. So f16, the smaller is the aperture. When at a small when the aperture is very small, it will not allow. And when you go at f11, f8, 5.6, and at f1.4, the aperture will be very wide, so it will allow the. So it when you decrease the number, it will allow the light. Same as with the ISO. When you um, it will increase the brightness, but it also will degrade your photo. So can you see this cycle, which is very hazy at 1200 ISO? And the other thing is shutter speed. So at 1 by 1000, you can just of any person. So when you will decrease the shutter speed, if a person is moving, the photo will you cannot a crisp image of a person. So this is the triangle, exposure triangle, and you can see each and everything. Like I can show you in this f1.4. This will show the shallow depth of field. If you are clicking if you are shooting a person and there's a landscape, clicking at 1.f1.4, if you are adjusting aperture, then you can blur the background. So when you will increase the number, background will be in focus. So at 1.4 or 5.6, the background will be blur, and the person standing next to you will be in focus. in front of us, any subject, it will be in focus. And at f32, the hole will be very smaller. You can get everything in focus. So at the time of shooting landscape, architectural photography, you can actually increase your aperture. Same thing with the shutter speed. As you the image will become very blurry. So you just need to take care of shutter speed, and you need to actually you need to increase the shutter speed, and then at what time you need to decrease the shutter speed. And here it explains like ISO. So at ISO 100, it's this two or three images are very clear, and then it starts to degrade. You can see the grains. So this all three, use three of them at a time to click a good image. And this you can manage with the manual mode. So there are different types of modes. Like there is a manual mode, so you just need to adjust each and everything, like aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. And there's another mode, so you just need to um, adjust the aperture at what f number you want to shoot. So I just adjusted it. So how what we can say that at 5.6 the camera will be at 5.6, and other two, like the camera will decide what will be the shutter speed and ISO. So in the aperture priority, you just need to prioritize aperture, like on what aperture you want to shoot be adjusted by the camera. And same thing with the shutter priority. In the shutter priority, you just need to define the shutter, at what shutter speed you want to click the photograph. So the shutter speed will be constant, and according to the light it will change the aperture and the ISO. So this is the basics of the photography. You just need to practice each and every day if you are very much interested, or you just need to know the three things. And then comes the composition. So when you learn how to click a photograph, you just need to practice each and every day. And when you learn how to compose a photograph, like if the photo is not composed, you will not like the photograph. That initially in my cases, I was just after I came to know about composition, like there are 4 to 5 types of composition. Like you can compose your photo in 3 to 4 ways. There is a rule of third. There are some leading lines, symmetry, and a frame in a frame. There are 2 3 extra, but when you will see with your naked you can just frame in your eye, and then after capture it, from the camera. So what is rule of dividing a photo into 3 vertical and horizontal parts? This is the rule of third. And the subject of your image must bound these points. So here is an aeroplane. There is a whole sky, but if I just kept this aeroplane over here, will if the aeroplane will be over here, I just compose like that, the photo will not look as attractive like this one. Are you just need to adjust the subject at these points. It's not just with landscape photography or something. It's this rule can be used in each of the field. There's a breathing space. It comes in the rule of third. The breathing space is the area, you can see breathing space over here as well. So adjusting your subject at 1/3, and the 2/3 space will be its breathing space. So if a person is looking on the left, his or her head must come over here. If he is looking over this side, his head must be composed over here, breathing space of an image. Like here, I used this line as I composed this. This is at 1/3 of the image, and I kept 2/3 of the image, like it's a clear image on the right side. So composing important in the photography. You can see this line. I composed, like, if there is a line, you can use this line. If there is a landscape, um, you can adjust the land over on this line. I will show in some of the photographs. um, so this is the breathing space in an image, so you can get a good composition in each type of photo. Like over here, this is the bottom 1/3 part of the image, and this is the another top part of the image. So this on the top right corner of the grid, and the landscape is composed at the bottom part of the image. So if the sun will be somewhere over here, you will not feel attractive like this image is looking right now. Like the boat are at this corner and other, and there is a breathing space in the image everywhere. Same over here, the sun is, compose it like here as well, but it's personal decision of the photographer. So this is the leading line. You can see this imaginary line. So in a photograph, you can, when you click a photograph, just keep this some of the basic rules. Compose your photograph very well. So it focuses at a point. So yeah, it's a station. You can just see from here, but it will guide your eye till the end of the photograph. So it's like a perspective image, like this image. So if you need to go like this and like this, it's a normal image, but you just need to compose it like it's leading to somewhere. And this is a it's not like you need to have some frame in front of this. You can make a frame, and you can make a frame naturally. Like this is a baby elephant, and there is the mother elephant. So this become a natural frame in front of any of the photograph. So you can get so many of the image like this, that you can get the natural frame in front of that, like this one. This is it's not mine picture, but you are seeing the sky, but there is a frame over here. So this is known as the framing of photograph. And symmetry. So this is a mall of Vadodara, and I clicked and I saw that there's some symmetry over here. So it's like it's showing the leading lines as well, that we need to go on the top, or it leads you to somewhere. So this is the concept of framing a photograph. This is the symmetrical image, like it's the mirror image of a mountain. You can like frame If you will try to frame in rule of third, it will not look as beautiful as this photograph. Your personal decision how to compose the photograph. So this is as well a mirror image, like you can cut from here, so the other image of the other side. And I also adjusted at the rule of adjusted this photo, like it follows the rule of third, and this is the breathing space of an image. And here it is as well, it's the mirror image, like symmetry in the image. So this follows the rule of third, but it follows the symmetry. So it will depend on you how you see the photograph and how you see the image what you see. So I would like to share some type of photography. So basically we have too many types of photography, but I think I will today talking about architectural photography especially. So what is architectural photography? um, Recently I went to Sydney, and this some of and I explored too much at that time. And it's not like that you just need to go at go to get good pictures, but it's like in India as well. You just need to see what's going on around you. So photography, these are some best cameras for the entry level uh, photographers. So these are some of entry level photo cameras, like 3300 D3300. These are some of the Canon and Nikon. And especially to capture architectural photography, you need to use like 24 it's 1018. Zoom the normal kit lens you are getting with the Canon is 1850 focal length of a lens. It's a mathematical thing. It's okay, but you just need to get the wide angle lens. It's like this is the tilt expensive lens. So basically this lens is used to control the perspective. So if you are shooting with this lens, it's a wide angle lens. Half of your image will distort. Like I will show in the next few of the slides. To control that, people shift lens, but this is the basic lens and it is very cheap. So most of the photographers use this one, and later on they will correct the distortion on Lightroom and Photoshop. You can do that. And just start looking around if you photography. So look for the type of building, like is it a monumental building? Is it a vernacular architecture? Is it a temple? Historic building? Something else, something else. So you just need to look around. If you are staying in Vadodara, there are so many temples, there are so many historic buildings as well around Vadodara. So you just need to explore it. So know your subject. uh, just if you are selecting it, like I want to click this building, you just need to spend some of the time behind that building. Like find a new perspective. You can go over there, uh, go several times at the same place, see the details, what type of shadows the sun is creating. There are so many aspects like that. So go near to the building. If you are really interested in architectural photography, see the details, and then after capture a photograph. These are some of the types of time and how to shoot architectural photography, and I will show the difference of the time. Like shoot at sunrise or sunset time, or this photo is at blue hour. It's saying it's the time after the sunset, and before the sky goes black. This type of weather uh, will be created everywhere. So this is the blue hour, and you can revisit the building so many times, and you can see the mood. You can see the mood of the I went to this place and I just clicked a photograph, like simply I just took a photograph of this one. Then after I explored it around, I after half an hour or 1 hour, I just saw this image. Like I was seeing that the sky was going purplish color and from the blue darker. So at this time, I the light was very low. So what I did is I slower down my shutter speed. See the flag which is very blur. It's because of the lower shutter speed at that time. So you can get enough light at a low. See the dramatic look of the clouds which were flowing in the sky. So just go to the building you like, move around, see how it looks at the sunset time, how it look in the morning, in the afternoon, what kind of shadows it's creating. This is the image. This was a church. This is the photo of around 9 a.m. and I just took randomly. So other place, and in Sydney, the weather was changing frequently. So the other image, after I came after 2 hours, and at the same place. So I took this picture once again. That it was very foggy at that time, and before 2 hours it was sunny. So this the mood of your building will change. So capture according to the season as well. Start looking for the building. Is it iconic? Is it modern building, or is it a historical building? What kind of people roaming around? Where it is located? How iconic it is? Like how big it is? Just look around and then after go for clicking. This is another image. Like it's a huge memorial. So I just click this photograph. It's a very iconic building. So this image was around after this image I clicked around 4 to 5 p.m. If I if I will click this image in the morning time, you cannot see this shadows over here. You can see a different image in the morning, so it will change the mood according to it. This is the CBD area of the Sydney, and there is so we can just see the new buildings around it, and I just captured the historic building with of a wide angle lens. So just walk around and you will get the subjects, different type of subjects. Then after, look for the details. So I used a 16 mm lens, which is the widest lens with me. So I was standing underneath this structure, and I thought, why not to capture the whole building? It was a small building, but to capture this area, I moved so much far away, and I can get the whole structure. So just go a little bit back, move forward, look for the details, what kind of detail you are getting. Mm, you can just click according to the layout and try adding some people in the architectural photograph. So this was the picture I took first. So this was a human. I cannot guess the size of the door, or what is the scale of this door, or what's the scale of the building. So just adding a people or adding a actually get the scale of the building or a door or anything else, you can get it. If the people are distracting you, just decrease the shutter speed, and this will this will give you a dramatic effect of a human. Like the human are in motion, and if the shutter is slow, it will blur your image. Like the human will be smudged, and the actual photograph will be staying there. So the human actual human figure, but we can just guess that this is the human. Then after this image, so this was a blank image. Like I was getting just the dark area over here and the white area over here. But adding a human, we can just get the scale of the street or anything. It's you can get anywhere. Focus on the details of the building. This was a building and there was just a blue color in between of. From far away, I can't capture what was this one. So I went near to the building and I just saw this services were going from the building, and it was in the middle portion of the building. So what we are doing in the architecture, that we used to hide the services. So this is abstract design, like we can innovate each and every time. So I just captured the detail what it was showing to me. This was a detail, like there was, it's the facade, and at the evening time I just thought to click this picture. There was a picture. And other thing is, just compose your photograph each and every time. Like this is following the rule of third. uh, there is no composition like on this, in this image. Focus on the detail. And then after, this is the detail. um, you just when you are walking, you are just seeing around, not so you just need to see each and every side. You can get each and every detail. The architect, as an architect, we used each and every portion of the building. So we can just click this detail as well. So what he did over here, what he is doing here, material it is, we can get each and everything in this photograph. Then after, this is the detail of the temple. This was the Chinese temple. And if we look up, we can just see the hexagonal or hexagonal details each and everywhere. So what type of carving is done over here, how it is placed on the top, and each and everything. So just go through the details of the photograph. Then after, if you are capturing architectural photograph, you just add some of the foreground is like there's a tree uh, before this image. So you can get the actual scene where the building is located, or what type of area it is. Like there was a garden, so we can get to know that there is some green space in front of building. So you are just not clicking the photograph. You just need to the photograph must need to tell a story behind it. So this is the building, and you can just make a story, like where it is located and all of the thing. Then after, before this building I just kept a tree. Here is the tree, here is the tree. It may be anything, like it may be anything, like you can frame a photograph from a frame, like you can just compose it any of the way you like. So another thing is you just uh, consider the color palette. It's like in the old city of Ahmedabad, you can see the color palette, like how I can explain that, the board and all the buildings are of, some of them are painted with blue color or any of the color. So just when you roam around, when you walk, just take a note of the colors, what type of building it is, what color you are seeing at that time. So this was the color of this two image, and I felt something like, so I composed like this is the rule of third. You can see the one third part of this one is red, and one third part of two third part of the image is. So just take a note of colors around you. Like this is the facade, and I saw this some of the green and white blocks of creating some abstract form on the facade. Then after compose your image. So I at that time I was in of Australia, and I was confused how to compose. But the basic thing which comes into my mind is rule of third. So composing, it's like how I can say that, I gave an example of a human, like he is if a human is facing left, then you need 10 side. So like comparing that, the flag is looking at the left side, so there is much more space on the left hand side and very less space on the right. So this is a composition. You can compose it any you can compose it like whatever you like. Then this was then it was like free standing on a pole. So I just kept on the rule of third, and became architectural building. Like, then this is also a rule of third and a leading lines. So you can just see the line, and whatever you go through the lines and what's happening over here, you can just see that. And another thing, I clicked this photograph is because this as you can see, and they haven't destroyed this old structure and they made a new building beside this one. So this was an interesting part for me, and that's why I captured it on my mind. The another thing is reflection. So as you can see, there's a building. This was the front facade, and this was the side elevation of another building. So because of the reflection, we can see that this building is looking like this way. Actually, but because of the reflection, it looks like that the building, the outline of the building is like this. So you can get the dramatic effect with the reflection, how it is looking at from the angle, another angle. And this is the image, like I was seeing Sydney from here, and suddenly I looked back. I just saw that there's a building with full of glass. So skyline directly with the camera, I just took the dramatic effect of the skyline. Like this is the wavy lines which are reflection. So this creates an interesting image. You can see this skyline like this one. And the reflection, like in the morning I was walking, So this was the building with the glass and the shadows of and the sunlight was falling on this building. Like we can see this dramatic look of this building. Like we can see different patterns of the reflection. So I felt this was, and so I clicked this image, like, and the thing is, you just need to click the details as well. So glass panels are facing on one direction, and this all panels are facing on the another direction. So this the material of, but the reflection is changing the perspective of the image. Then after, anyone knows this building, it's the Dr. Chow Chai, and try to capture the sun if you can, like this one. So you can compose it how you want to compose, you can decide it, and just try to get the sun, the reflection of the sun as well. Then after, this was the iconic building of Melbourne, and I want just the picture, like I want just the building. So you can do one thing, you can remove these buildings, you can remove the human figures, so you can just get the whole scenario of the building. Like this will change like this one. Can you see this one? So there was a building over here, there are some humans over here. So this, all of the thing are distracting me, so I just removed all of them. And you just need to be precise, like if you are changing the picture, you are manipulating the picture, it means you did something with the picture. So you must be precise. The same thing in this one. This was, I thought this is a good image, compose this image, like one block is at one third and this line is at one third. So it was a composed image, but the thing is, this branch was distracting me, so I just removed that branch. You can do with any of the image, but don't manipulate so much that the image like a branch, the image will look fake. This is the University of Technology Sydney, this building. And when I was roaming around, I just saw this, and at that time, I was seeing, I was seeing that there are some of the reflection of the building in front of it. So I was roaming around on the camera, and I was seeing this reflection, but when I clicked with the camera, I was seeing like this. So go to the Photoshop or any of the software, and just adjust the brightness, and you can get the actual mood, what type of photograph you want. Then now I will start with the series, like explain in other photographs. I will explain with this one. So this is, everyone knows that this is Sydney Opera House, and when we image, there's a harbor bridge which is very famous in Sydney. The shadow of the harbor bridge was falling on the Sydney Opera House. So this was a good image. Like I captured it. Then when I was roaming around on the another day, I saw that we can capture the detail as well. So these are some of the kind of filters we can add, and we can capture just the details, not just the whole image. Another thing is, when I was on the harbor bridge, I was looking at the mood, and I was at the another location, so I clicked the photograph. But who knows that from where the photographer is clicking. So just make a frame like this one, so one can get the location of the photograph. So I must be somewhere behind the buildings. So do not put like this will be the normal image everyone will be posting. So just post like this one on the image you want to post. So you can get the actual location from where the photographer is clicking. When I was roaming around, there was a cafe, and I just saw the reflection of the opera house on it. I just took my camera and I just clicked the image. So this gives the dramatic effect, and it will make your photograph interesting. This is the of Sydney, as you all know. So this is a night photograph, and this is a long exposure photograph. So I slow down my shutter speed because it at that time, but after slowing the shutter speed, you can see the actual scenario. So this was at the night time. This was at the daytime. And so roam around and see the building which you want to click. So when I was in a ferry, I just took this image. When I was in the city area, I was seeing the harbor bridge with the whole bunch of trees in front of it. So these are a different kind of photographs of the same building. So this is the detail of the harbor bridge. You can capture so many photographs of the same building. This is the series of the sustainable building of Sydney. This is one central park. The thing is, the walls are these are all the green walls. Atrium, what they did is all are the mirrors, and the sunlight is reflected with these mirrors, and in the atrium this all come inside. So I from outside you cannot get what happening what is happening inside. So just go inside and clicking this atrium from the bottom, and just changing an angle. uh, you can just you can just make the like I went to the top and I can see this green areas, and the sunlight was falling on the plants and all. So this was the introduction of some photography and how we can do it. So keep in mind this composition and all other aspects. Then the real aspects, architectural photography. So basically we are confused in both of this one. What is architectural photography and what is real estate photography? We are capturing the interiors are basically the real estate photography, and this is just limited like to sell a property. You just need to click a photograph as fast as possible, and you just need to share it everywhere on the social media that this is my property and I want to sell. You will adjust according to the photo adjust according to adjust according what we can say lighting conditions and furniture and all of thing, and then after you will click the image. um, the same thing like the interior photograph, the real estate magazines, and this will the people will forget in like a month or 2 months, but actually we can see that in architectural photo used to know a building like for so many of the years. Like this is an interior. So if this property will be sold, nobody will know this image that I want to sell this property or something else. Another thing is, if you are doing real estate photography, keep in mind the compositions and the lighting conditions of the building. Like this is this photo is captured at the blue hour, and it is the warm light and the cool light. So this will make the image interesting. Then after, this is a sunny day, and each and every furniture, and uh, you can click a photograph according to your need. So these are some of the details inside your house or inside the property you are selling, like this and like this. And these are some of the basic techniques. I would like to share something to all of us, that if you're working on a new project, just don't on social media, just don't post too many photographs, like 5 to 8 photos back to back in a single row. um, in that case, you can do then photograph, edit it, and then after post it on the Instagram or Facebook or anywhere you are publishing it. So this will, you can say that it will, the photo will look interesting um, on the profile. So everyone don't like to swipe your images each and every time. So click a good photograph. Go at the evening time. Click one good photograph. Go at the afternoon. What's the mood? Take the pictures of your building and just post on the Instagram or Facebook anywhere. Then after, these are some of the basic techniques to process a picture. Architect. So everyone must be using Lightroom, or Photoshop is the basic thing. The photographers use Lightroom photograph, but um, basically you can use Photoshop. So if you captured a photo in a raw format, just do one thing. Open the Photoshop, then drag and drop one image. So this will pop up a new dialog box like this one in the Photoshop. And adjust the exposure, contrast, highlight, shadows, and each and everything for your photograph. So just drag and drop one photo, and then after it will. Next thing you need to do is adjust according to the need. This one, this all exposure, like increase some of the contrast, increase some highlights, blacks, increase some of the clarity. So you can just actually see that this was a dark image, and you can see that this changed into a. Then after, there is a graduated filter over here. Can you see the graduated filter? It will allow you to adjust the exposure from one of the corner or anywhere of them. So the thing is, when I was looking at this image, I thought that everyone on the flag. So what I did is, I just decreased the brightness from this side and this side. So you can do with the graduate in the photo. Then after, you just need to open the image, and it will show you the actual image in the Photoshop. You get, so after this doing all the process, you just need to open image. And if you are processing any JPG file, if you have any normal photo and you are just dragging this photo in the Photoshop, just do one thing. Press Control Shift and A. If you will press Control Shift, you will open this dialog box once again, and you can adjust uh, all the commands. And um, uh, there is an assignment like thing, that you are in a house right now. You cannot go do the assignment like by yourself, like photo per day concept. So grab an assignment like photo per day. You each and every day. It's not limited to the photograph. If you are an a painter, you make some painting, small painting each and every day, and just post it for a month. Experiment with wrong settings. You can just I showed the settings. You can just practice that settings. If you come to know that what setting, you can just try to click an image with some wrong settings. It will create a dramatic image. Month of a monochrome. You can click a monochrome image and post it for a month. Make a photography book. You can make a book with the book with all of your good photographs. Then choose a if you can choose like I want to click photographs with just of red color. So click photographs with some red color in then after all seasons or a day from morning to night. So you can just capture a building or any of the thing with with like in summer you can in summer you just click a photo of a building, click the photo in the winter and in monsoon season. So it will show the mood of the building, how it changes according to the season. And make some conceptual photographs, like edit by removing humans, add some objects into your photographs. You can do anything. Try to make a photo series. You can style photography, and this is one of the hot concept right now. Everyone are having a mobile phone. Every architects are using iPhone, Samsung phone. So all of the settings like shutter speed, ISO, and aperture, you can just set it on your phone and you can just shoot from the phone. Uh, then after edit photo in your mobile after clicking. So when you if you are architect, you are just clicking a photo of your project. So don't post it like instantly. Just go at home, edit it, like adjust the brightness, adjust some contrast, make it interesting. Then after post your photo. And this were some of the assignments. If you have any questions, you can ask me right now, or you can mail me at parthingu21@gmail.com. Shall I stop sharing, sir?
I thank yes, Pranjali. I thank architect Parth Hingu for sparing his valuable time for this extremely insightful session. It was mesmerizing, sir. I just loved your photography. Now, I would request Professor Taha Padrawala to address the webinar.
Uh, Truly said, Pranjali. We all are very inspired now to take up such assignments, and like the Instagram floated with the some of our photography skills. Uh, Mostly will give good competitions to Parth now because he shared so much insight about the photography, light, aperture, text, ISO, and everything you shared. We would like to try out and give our best shot for the any shot we take. So thank you first of all for sharing this knowledge, and I would like to
Thank
acknowledge
you.
the uh, uh, role of SAAA Alumni or Association in this webinar, to organize this webinar, because we wanted to try out maybe a new series which can highlight and maybe give a platform to our alumni who are doing something brilliant, or maybe learning something new in their own ways, and share their knowledge to the current students and also the faculties, teachers, and all the associated members of the SVIT Vasad family. So Sailesh sir is also there, Avni is there, Ronak Bhai and Vineet, and we all are trying our best to maybe connect the alumni and people who are the products or maybe the fruits of this institute, and bringing them back to our own root, and trying to create some kind of environment which enhance both the alumni also and the students also, and let's grow together with this current situation is very drastic, but let's not give hope, and let's create something which is fruitful or maybe knowledgeable for all of us. Thank you, Parth.
This webinar is open for
Thank you.
question and answer session. So you can put up the questions in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yes, sir. This is the family sessions only. So I would request everyone to feel free to ask, or maybe open up about your feeling, or maybe some you can also share some knowledge about your experience with Parth also, and with the photography also. And I would request Prakash Pete sir also to say a few words, because he is also an instrumental for us to take up the photography as an elective, because I have learned under him to maybe the few skills of photography, but sir can guide us more.
Thank you very much, Parth. I am very proud of you, and you are doing a very good job.
Thank you, sir.
Especially, I like your Sydney photographs. Fantastic, very nice. And
Thank you.
you are taken to take pictures at various times and show us how the picture changes according to light. It was fabulous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hear me? Did you listen to me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He is listening to you, sir.
બોલો તે સાંભળ્યું ખરું?
Yes, sir.
હા સાંભળ્યું.
હા બસ તો બસ બસ. વધારે કંઈ બોલવું નથી તમે હવે
Thank you.
સરસ આનંદ છે અમને બહુ.
I would also request
Thank you,
Ashwin sir, Pragnesh sir, if they wish to share something, because Hingu is also their student, so they must be feeling very happy to see him at this platform.
Yeah, Parth Hingu. First of all, I would like to congratulate to the team.
Thank
They
you,
have
sir.
tried, and the hard work and the vision they have. And we are very, as a faculty, I feel very proud that it is started in a proper direction. It was started before also, but now the plane has started in a direction to fly into certain areas. So it's a good starting point for all of you, all the group and all the alumni and the alma mater. Now I will say that Pete sir is the witness, and Parth Hingu must be knowing that when he went to US, and if you see the same chapter, I was there in the class when he was delivering, Pete sir, and I think so you were also there. You are a, again the way it was explained by the Pete sir also, and also you have the insight of Tejal Parikh sir. See, you are lucky, and you have a God gift thing in your body, that you got this opportunity. And if I see
Thank you.
the transformation from here to the Australia, like I can see the way you see, the way you speak, the way you have built. See, this is good thing for all the newcomers and the new juniors people, because we have seen you, the way you have grown, and the way you are speaking, the way you are observing, and the way you are composed, completing things. So this is, we feel very proud.
Thank you, sir. Ashwin sir, if you would like to share something.
Definitely, I'll thank Parth Hingu for his accepting our invitation to deliver this webinar on photography that is delivering his passion. The way he has presented, we could see in each photograph he himself has poured his heart. And then by giving this lecture, he has explained also so nicely and so simply. There is no complication, and everybody could understand each and every photograph and the techniques to come up with this kind of photograph is really is in a language by itself, and that he has taught us. And we wonder, seeing many photographs and don't understand why this photograph is so good. But here now he has made it so simple and explained the different technique. What many times Pedesar also has given the clues. The same he has followed, and of course we can't forget remembering our Vijal sir. And yes, this lineage is following. Good. All the best to Parth, and would like to meet you soon when you come back to India. Thank you.
Can I say something?
Thank you.
Yes, sir, definitely.
First of all, I congratulate Parth. Very proud of it. Very proud. There is no doubt about it. The other question I wanted to ask, you were to tell something about RAW and JPEG. You have not explained that properly. It was very important. RAW, RW.
Raw, your title, sir.
Yeah, raw and-
You can explain again your title.
Explain again your title. Okay. So the title is The Journey from. Just switch off your mic.
Yes, you can continue now, I guess. Less voice now.
So just a moment. Share. Prakash sir, the title is like the journey from JPG to RAW, and the basic thing is
Sharing or
JPG and
not?
RAW are
Screen,
okay, normally.
reshare again.
Okay. Yeah. Can you see? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Pete sir, the thing is, the journey from JPG to RAW is like JPG and RAW are two of the in which we can save the photos. Like JPG is the basic type, and RAW is the advanced. Like you can, if you want to make some change, you can click in the raw format. Basically, the raw format is like unprocessed image. Like we used to give our, we can say, the film in the olden era. Like, yeah. So we used to give to the photographers, and they used to wash it and they extract some image from them. So basically the raw is the unprocessed image. You need to to extract the, and what does the what JPG does is it will increase some of the contrast, some of the brightness, and it will adjust according to the camera show us the image. So the JPG format is not the actual image what we are seeing, and the raw image is the unprocessed. So you just in Photoshop or Lightroom, or that's it depends on you how you process it. So the journey from JPG to raw is not you need to click from JPG and now you can click on, yeah, now you will click in the raw format. The thing is JPG is like the basic level of a photo. The raw is a pro level of photographer. So when you learn something, you will climb one step. So this is the step, like JPG to raw, the bottom one and the raw is the top one. So you are just climbing a step after learning this. So this was the concept that a journey from JPG to raw from my side.
Thank you. Actually, I read a lot about
It is
raw
a
in the internet, but I just wanted to know from you okay, how you applied that in your work. I
okay.
keep myself update about photo. I know all the formats,
Okay.
I know the raw and everything, but then
I know.
it, that was I was expecting through yours. I think some samples from which raw format you converted to JPG, or from which JPG you converted to raw, something like that. Because the title was Journey from JPG to raw.
Okay.
I was expecting more about that.
Yeah.
Could you hear me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I understood. Okay.
Sir, we do have a question in a
Okay.
chat
So
box.
sentence. Yep. No worries.
Uh, One of our participants, Brijesh Mistry, is asking how much it is important to have knowledge of photography as a student of architecture and as well as an architect apart from a hobby.
Okay. So will help you in so many different ways. Like if you are an architect, um, if you are an architect and you know some of the basics of photography, you design according to the composition of photography. Like I just taught some of rule of thirds or some of the leading lines or anything like that. So if there is a window on a plane surface, you can just adjust that window on the rule of third. Are you getting it? So according to lines, there must be so many lines. You can design like on the facade there are so many lines. So you can actually architecture into your design.
Can I answer this question?
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Yes.
Can I answer this
Yes,
question?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Architects, among the architects, Uttam Jain, Charles Korea, Indians particularly, best photographers as well as best architects. This is the example. So why photography is important for architects is the reason this, because you go to a building, then you photograph it from several angles and then see yourself. Like Sachin Tendulkar studied his own works, how he played a particular shot. What was the footback? What was the long shot? What was the straight drive? And then he saw again his own film, and then he improved upon himself. So a photographer can improve his works while taking photograph of his own buildings and then design it. And I told you the names of the people who are well-known photographers. Uttam Jain, South Korea were best photographers themselves, apart from being a best architects. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yep.
And one of our faculties, as well as my senior, Deep Gandhi sir, is asking to share your photography experience. How did
Share
you
some
start your
good and
journey?
bad experience which you have so much your famous experience we all know. We would like to know from you.
Okay.
The police station incident.
Uh, oh, it's a very bad experience. So there was a student. He was my junior, and we went for the astrophotography from Vasad to Borsad. So between Vasad and Borsad, but around 1 o'clock, I just asked Dhawal that ચલ ને આપણે આમ ફોટોગ્રાફી કરવા જઈએ. Yeah, જઈએ આપણે રાતના. So we went on an Activa, and it was not there. મારી પાસે ત્યારે કોઈ સ્કૂટર નતો, તો એક I don't know GJ13 ક્યાંનું છે, પણ કચ્છ કે એ બાજુનું કોઈકનું સ્કૂટર હતું, તો અમે તો લઈ ગયા એક ફ્રેન્ડનું કે ભાઈ તું અમને સ્કૂટર કરવા. તો રાતે 1 વાગે ચા પી અને અમે નીકળ્યા. 3 વાગ્યા સુધી કન્ટિન્યુઅસ ફોટોગ્રાફી કરી. પછી હતું તો વી થોટ કે આપણે કંઈક ચાપણું કરીએ અને બેસીએ શાંતિથી સાઈડમાં. તો એક્ટિવા સાઈડમાં હતું અને કેમેરામાંથી ફોટો શૂટ થતા હતા, કેમ કે અમે રિમોટ રાખ્યું હતું. તો રાતના ફોટો શૂટ થતા હતા, અમે બેઠા હતા. તો ધવલ કે અમારી તો ફાટી ગઈ કે હવે થશે શું, એમ પોલીસ છે, રાતના 3 વાગે નીકળીએ છીએ. તો થોડી વાર થઈ તો પોલીસે અમારું એક્ટિવા જોયું, અમને ના જોયા. સો what things happened that GJ13 ની પોલીસ વાળા ગોતતા હતા કે ભાઈ કોણ છે. એટલે હું તો સામેથી ગયો ભાઈ, મેં કીધું જો ભાઈ અમે અહીંયા છીએ, દારૂ બારૂ અમે નથી પીતા, અમે કોઈ એવું કઈ અડ્ડો નથી ચલાવતા, ફોટોગ્રાફી આવી રીતના સ્ટુડન્ટ છીએ SVIT ના. તો હું એ ટાઈમે આમ મસ્ત બોડી વાળો હતો, ધવલ બી એવો. તો ધવલ આર્મીના કપડા હતા, બધા મસ્ત કેમોફ્લેજ. તો પોલીસે અમારા બેગ ચેક કર્યા, કેમેરાસ ચેક કર્યા કે તમે શું કરો છો. I was capturing one of the light pole, like પેલા આપડા GB ની લાઈન આવે ને, એ લોકો એ વાળા લીગલ નથી, તમારે પરમિશન લેવી પડે, આવું તેવું ઘણા બધા લો સમજાયા. પછી મેં કીધું કરવાનું શું એ કયો. તો કે તમે, મેં કીધું અમને જોઈને એવું કે તમે લાગતા નથી કે તમે ભણતા હોય અને તમે સ્ટુડન્ટ હોય. મેં કીધું ના સર, અમારી પાસે છે એવું પ્રૂફ. પાસે SVIT ની એક રિસિપ્ટ પડી હતી ફી ની, કે આ જો અમારી રિસિપ્ટ છે. તો એ એવું માન્યા કે ભાઈ હા અમે ભણીએ છીએ. પોલીસ વાળાએ કીધું કે ચલો તમારા પ્રિન્સિપલ ને ફોન કરો 3 વાગે. એટલે મેં કીધું પ્રિન્સિપલ ને ફોન તો એન્જિનિયરિંગ. પછી યાદ આવ્યું કે નહીં, આપણા આર્કિટેક્ચરમાં બી પ્રિન્સિપલ હોય છે. એટલે મેં પછી નાયર સર નું યાદ અપાયું. હવે એ ટાઈમે નંબર નહીં, ધવલ નો ફોન તૂટી ગયો હતો, તો એની પાસે બી નંબર નહીં. પછી એક મારા ફ્રેન્ડે ફોન કર્યો કે ભાઈ તું સર નો નંબર આપ અમને. એટલે અમે નંબર લીધો. તો મારો ફોન પોલીસ વાળા લઈ લીધો હાથમાંથી, કે તમે કોણ બોલો છો. તો નાયર સર કે હું શૈલેષ નાયર, તો કે માં કઈ છો? તો કે હું પ્રિન્સિપલ છું. આવી બધી વાત થઈ. પછી કે તમે આ બંને લોકોને ઓળખો છો? તો નાયર સરે પોઝિટિવ રિપ્લાય આપ્યો કે હા, હું આ બંનેને ઓળખું છું. તો એ શું કઈ પ્રોજેક્ટ છે કે શું છે? તો નાયર સર કે હા, એ અમારે પ્રોજેક્ટ છે. એ લોકો એની તૈયારી કરે છે. તો કઈ વાંધો નહીં. આઈ વોઝ થિંકિંગ કે નાયર સર પાસેથી આટલો પોઝિટિવ રિપ્લાય, મજા આવી ગઈ. રાતના 3 વાગે મેં કીધું કોઈકને ઉઠાડે પ્રિન્સિપલ ને, કેવું લાગે? તો કલાક થઈ, અમે નીકળી ગયા. પછી પાછો નાયર સર નો ફોન આવ્યો અમારા પર કે તમે સેફ તો છો ને, કોઈ તકલીફ તો નથી ને? ત્યારે એમ થયું કે ના ભાઈ, આપણા આર્કિટેક્ચર સપોર્ટિવ તો છે, ભલે આપણું ફેમિલી કોલેજમાં નાનું છે પણ બહુ સપોર્ટિવ છે. ત્યારે એવું થયું હતું. ધીસ વોઝ વન ઓફ ધ એક્સપિરિયન્સ છે.
This you should write down.
બાકી આવું તો ઘણું બધું થયું.
Experience.
સોરી,
This is very nice experience. You should write down. You should write.
Hello.
if I can put it.
Yes, Pranjali.
Yes. Thank you, Parth sir, for sparing your valuable time. Now I would request our Professor Vignya Shah to deliver the word of thanks.
Parth, it was wonderful. And it was really very basics which we can. I always used to tell you that, Parth, please teach us. But this webinar is going to help us doing photography on our own. Or agar hame atka, to you are always there. We'll call you like you called the principal sir in the night.
No worries.
So formally,
બીજી વસ્તુ એ છે કે બધું કરાવવા બહુ અઘરું પડે છે. એટલે અત્યાર સુધી કોઈ એવો એક્સપિરિયન્સ નતો કે ફેકલ્ટીઝ ને કેવી તકલીફ પડતી હશે બધું બોલવામાં અને કઈ રીતના ના હોય તો એવું આમ અલગ જ ફિલિંગ હતી કે આ બોલવામાં બી અટકાઈ જવાય, ખબર ના પડે કે શું બોલવું, આમ બધું બ્લેન્ક થઈ જાય ઘડી વારે.
But it was very nice of you that you initiated this. Very nice. We are really thankful for your valuable experience you shared. Really nice with us, and it was really great pleasure for us to be here. Now I would like to thank all the attendees also who were the part of this webinar. And I extend my gratitude to our Principal Professor Shailesh Nair sir, Architecture SVIT Vasad, for his constant support and encouragement for such activities which upgrades teachers, students, and also the who all are interested in attending such webinars. I also thank our chairman Nest Shri Bhaskarbai Patel and all the trustee members for their constant support to conduct such webinars. Before thanking the technical team, I would like to quote something: teamwork divides the task and multiplies the success. So I would like to thank Professor Taha Padrawala, Architect Garbit Nayak, and Architect Ruturaj Puranik for their restless, constant support, technical support, which is there till now and going to be there in future. And last but not least, I'm thankful to SAAA to support Alumni Webinar Series. Okay, all the attendees, now our next webinar is on 1st August by Architect Incharge Shah. Again, he is an alumni. And he is going to say, this webinar is on role of design studios in shaping an architect. Again, it is going to be for students, how design studio is helpful and going to be helpful in future after you become an architect. So please don't neglect our studio teaching, our studio classes, and also all the other para architectural subjects. But so he's going to share his view on that. Thank you so much, everyone. Here, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Parth.
Thank you,
Thank you.
students.
Thank you, sir. See you soon.
Yeah, see
Okay,
you.
sure.
Okay, thank you,
Stay
everyone.
safe, everyone, and we'll meet again with the next webinar.
Yeah, on first.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Parth. Take care. Thank you, Pranjali, for hosting such a wonderfully. Thank you, Vignya.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pat sir, please take care and be safe.